Why do some people pretend to know everything? Know-it-all behavior. As per my experience and observation, the know-it-all behavior is spreading in social setup, is on increase, and found in so many people, which I have observed is increasing day by day. How to know the reasons and physiological aspect as to why and how it develops and to deal with it. We've all met someone who acts like they have all the answers, whether it's at work, in family discussions, or during casual conversations. These individuals often speak with confidence, dominate conversations, and dismiss others' opinions, even when they lack the correct knowledge or expertise. But why do some people pretend to know everything, even when they don't? This blog explores the psychological, social, and emotional reasons behind this behavior, its impact on relationships, and practical strategies to deal with such individuals. A know-it-all is someone who pretends to have more knowledge or expertise than they actually do. These people often give strong opinions, refuse to admit mistakes, and dominate conversations. Examples in real life. A colleague explaining how to fix a technical problem without understanding the system. A family member giving health advice without any medical background. A friend acting like an expert on global politics after reading one headline. The core issue isn't knowledge itself. It's the pretense of knowing everything, which can create tension, misunderstandings, and conflicts in personal and professional relationships. Psychological reasons behind pretending to know everything. This behavior often comes from deeper psychological needs and insecurities. Here are the most common reasons: insecurity and low self-esteem. People who lack self-confidence sometimes overcompensate by pretending to be knowledgeable. Acting like an expert gives them a sense of control and importance. Fear of embarrassment. Admitting, "I don't know," can make some people feel weak or unintelligent. To avoid appearing less capable, they fake confidence and give answers even when they're wrong. Desire for respect and validation. Some individuals believe knowledge equals power. By acting as though they know everything, they try to earn respect, admiration, and attention. Narcissistic tendencies. Narcissistic personalities thrive on superiority. They feel they must always be right and have the last word. Dunning-Kruger effect. A well-known psychological phenomenon where people with limited knowledge overestimate their abilities. Ironically, the less they know, the more confident they feel. Personality traits of know-it-all. Individuals. People who pretend to know everything often share some common traits. Overconfidence. They speak with authority, even when unsure. Dominance in conversations. They rarely let others speak or finish. Resistance to feedback. They refuse to admit mistakes or accept corrections. Dismissive attitude. They undermine others' knowledge and opinions. Need for attention. They want to be seen as the smartest person in the room. Social and emotional factors. 1. Upbringing and environment. If someone grew up in a competitive or critical household, they may feel pressured to always be right. Over time, pretending to know everything becomes a defense mechanism. 2. Peer pressure and social comparison. In group discussions, people may act knowledgeable to avoid judgment or gain social approval. 3. Workplace dynamics. In competitive workplaces, employees may exaggerate their expertise to stand out or secure promotions. Impacts on relationships and workplace. Pretending to know everything can negatively affect both personal and professional relationships. Strained. Personal relationships, friends and family may feel ignored, undervalued, or frustrated. Constantly being corrected or dismissed creates emotional distance. Workplace tensions. Know-it-all employees often undermine teamwork. Their unwillingness to learn and listen slows down collaboration. Reduced learning and growth. When people refuse to admit knowledge gaps, they miss opportunities to improve. How to deal with people who pretend to know everything. Dealing with know-it-all individuals requires patience, tact, and clear boundaries. Here are effective strategies. Stay calm and respectful. Avoid direct confrontation or humiliation. Use phrases like, "That's an interesting perspective, but I found a different view in this research." Ask open-ended questions. Politely challenge them with questions to encourage reflection. Example: "That's fascinating. Where did you read about that?" Use facts and evidence. Share credible sources or data to support your perspective. When handled respectfully, facts can guide the discussion without escalating conflict. Set boundaries. If the person's behavior becomes overwhelming, limit sensitive discussions with them. Avoid competing. Don't try to outsmart them. It often leads to arguments. Focus on staying calm, informed, and respectful. Self-reflection. Are you a know-it-all? Before judging others, it's helpful to reflect on our own behavior. Do you struggle to say, "I don't know"? Do you feel uncomfortable when someone corrects you? Do you interrupt others often? If yes, you might be unintentionally displaying know-it-all traits. Admitting gaps in knowledge isn't a weakness, it's a strength that encourages learning and personal growth. People pretend to know everything for many reasons: insecurity, fear of judgment, or a deep desire for validation. While this behavior can be frustrating, understanding the psychology behind it helps us respond with empathy and patience. The healthiest approach is to stay calm, use facts, set boundaries, and lead by example. True intelligence isn't about knowing everything, it's about being open to learning. Few questions. Why do people act like they know everything? People often pretend to know everything because of insecurity, fear of embarrassment, desire for respect, or overconfidence due to the Dunning-Kruger effect. How do you deal with someone who thinks they know it all? Stay calm, avoid arguments, ask polite questions, and use facts to guide the discussion. Setting healthy boundaries also helps. Is pretending to know everything a sign of low self-esteem? Yes, in many cases people compensate for low self-worth by acting overly knowledgeable to gain attention or validation. Are know-it-all people aware of their behavior? Sometimes yes, but often they don't realize it. Overconfidence and cognitive biases make them believe they know more than they do. Can this behavior be changed? Absolutely. With self-awareness, feedback, and a willingness to learn, people can shift from pretending to knowing to genuinely growing.